Hello to everyone watching and welcome back to my channel. My name is Terry and this is my Eurovision review reaction channel, and in this video I am taking a look at the 12 songs which have qualified for the final of the Maltese Eurovision Song Contest, their selection for Eurovision next year. Now I did do a reaction video to semi-final 1 and semi-final 2. Unfortunately I didn't get around to doing a reaction for semi-final 3 and 4. But at the end of this video, I will briefly talk about some of the songs that I liked from those two semi-finals that didn't make the final. But yes, this final, I'm just going to be taking a look at the 12 songs which have made the final. I'm going to be using the recap video from Misja Eurovision. So a link to that will be provided in the description section. So if you're not subscribed there, please do, because they put together all these fabulous clip recap videos, so it'll be easy for you to check them out and see everything. But yeah, I'm just going to let you know what I think about these 12 songs that have made the final for Malta Eurovision Song Contest. So let's begin the reaction. So yes, I've got the recap video up here ready to go, so I'm just going to go through the songs and let you know what I think of each of them and where in my top 12 I have placed them. So I am fairly familiar with these songs. I've heard them a few times now. I watched the live shows as they were happening each week, and then the results show last weekend or last Friday, and then I've listened to them a couple of times since then. So let's begin and go through them one by one. Okay, so we start with Sarah, and I just got my phone here because it's just got where everyone is on my standings. And for me, I have Sarah in 7th position. I have her there because I do like this song. It is an enjoyable song to listen to. It does give me a lot of similarities with Chanel in terms of the structure, and then we've got the dance breakdown and the slight sort of repetitiveness to make it catchy. There's a lot of similarities there. It's a little bit difficult to judge this because this is only a very basic performance here, just in the studio with no sort of LED screens or staging or backing dancers, and I feel this song needs that to elevate it, especially in the breakdown section. That's where with Chanel and similar songs it really comes alive, and at the moment it just kind of feels like she's dancing in a studio doing some kind of dance exercise by herself. So I feel hopefully with better staging that can make that a moment, which will probably help increase it up my standings and make it stand out more. But at the moment, with the song as it is and just what we have here, it's in my number 7 position. And I do feel like if it does get the required revamp and staging to make it an improvement, I do think this could actually be a good potential entry for Malta. Okay, so Gal with Wildcard. This, for me, was my surprise qualifier. I didn't really have this on my wavelength. Unfortunately for me, this is my least favourite of the 12 that has made the final. She does have a very good voice. Her vocals are very strong. I can appreciate that. I feel for me, the song just doesn't really go anywhere. There's a lack of a melody in the song. It's probably the song that I sometimes find the most difficult to be able to remember out of these 12 finalists. So yeah, it just feels like one of those big female power ballads, which is appreciated, and I know Malta really do like them, but we've also seen from history that they don't do well in Eurovision anymore, particularly with the telephones. So yeah, unfortunately for me, this one's not for me, and it is in my 12th of the 12 songs that are competing in the final for the ticket for Malta. Okay, so Nathan back for a second try. I did quite enjoy his song last year. This year, it's not quite giving me the impact as it did last year. I do like the verses. The chorus, though, I just feel it's lacking something for me. Just the bit where he just with the ghost hook throughout that chorus, it doesn't quite work for me. I feel like it kind of drops the drops the hook that the song has in a way, and it takes me out of the song. I'm not feeling this one quite so much. It is my number 10 of the finalists. Wasn't so surprised that he qualified because he did make the final last year, so I'm assuming he's got a bit of a fan base there in Malta, and it is a very well produced song. But yeah, not quite for me this one this year for Nathan, my 10th position. Okay, so Janfield with Man. This, similar to Gal, was a bit of a surprise qualifier for me. Didn't really see this one coming. I get the song. I appreciate the song. There is a very good hook in the chorus. Again, it's a little bit repetitive for me, so that loses it some points. I still don't like the talking section at the beginning. I did mention that in my reaction video when I did semi final one and semi final two. Yeah, that for me doesn't really quite work. For me, I have this in my number 11. Again, it's not one that I would want to see go to Eurovision, but I do appreciate the song. There are elements of it that I enjoy, but it's not one that I feel like I have to come back and listen again to, unfortunately.
I'm your man. I'm your man for you tonight. I'm your man. I'm your man. Don't you know I know the truth? You can tell me that it's over.
Okay, so Hayley, tell me that it's over. Another one of those female ballads. This one for me is stronger than Wildcard, a song by Gal, because I do feel there is a melody there that I can latch onto and enjoy. The vocals are good, although I do feel at times they were a little bit off at times as well. So not perfect vocals, but strong. Again, with this one, I feel that it's a bit too much of a formulaic female ballad. I feel it doesn't really give me anything new or exciting. And not that I'm particularly looking for that. I do quite like female power ballads, piano ballads. They're the sort of thing that I always go for. But something about this one just doesn't quite pull me in enough to make it amongst my favourites. I have this at number 8 in my top 12. We're kind of at that area, getting into songs that I do enjoy listening to, low. So it's a good song, but not one of the ones that I particularly feel I like enough to want it to be the one that gets selected. But it's a good song. Okay, Denise with Mara. So she did, of course, take part 2 years ago, I think it was, or it would be last year, with Boy, which was actually my favourite of the 2022 selection. I really did enjoy that song, really did like it. I liked the kind of dark, moody vibe of it, and the live performance was very strong. This year with Mara, I'm not liking it quite as much. I feel as though it's just missing that hook for me, and I feel like the chorus, although it will appeal to some people, for me it just misses something. Um, Good vocals on stay on show here. I'm looking forward to see what in the final, what the staging will look like. Um, but yes, something about it just doesn't quite pull me in as much as a previous entry or attempt did. I have this in number 5. So despite all what I just said, I really do actually quite enjoy it. It's probably been a little bit harsh with my feedback. That is more because I'm comparing it to a 2022 attempt. And yeah, this one I'm not quite liking quite so much, but I am very intrigued to see what a full live stage performance of this one may look like.
Mara, Mara, Mara. Bow down and kiss my tiara. You're about to bow down, 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 down. Sahne bosa, bosa, sirena.
Okay, so we're moving on to the last six songs, all coming from the last of the four semi-finals. And if you've been following along, you'll see that this is the semi-final that has most of my favourites in it. Um, Urba, I have in number six position. I do really like the song. When I first heard it, I was put off by the vocals. I've seen some people say they really like the vocals. For me, I find when they're doing their solo parts, it's the vocals are not particularly strong. When they come together, they are better. At first, I wasn't too keen. I think I was still focusing on the solo parts, but listening to it more, they do harmonise quite well together. I do like that there's Maltese there in the chorus. That is something that I really do appreciate. I'd really love if Malta would be able to send us another song in Maltese. It's been far too long. There's a very good melody in there. The only negative for me is the la 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 parts in the chorus. I always find that a little bit lazy when that happens. But having said that, that does help for it to stick in the brain. So there are benefits of doing things like that. I think this would be a very interesting song to send. Girl groups don't always have the best history in Eurovision, but there are times when they do well, and I could see there being an audience for something like this. So it's in my sixth place, and it is one of the songs that I could potentially see do okay at Eurovision if selected. So yeah, currently my number six of the 12 in the final.
Sirena, esa ella, ella. La 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 la. It turns out closer. I'm the kid on the
Okay, Miriana Conte, Venom. So when I first heard this and listening to it on repeated times, I am getting a bit of Samantha Tina vibes with it. Just giving the same couple of energy and the beat and everything is similar to what she brought with The Moon is Rising in 2021. I do enjoy listening to the song, but it's just not a song that's strong enough to keep me engaged for the whole 3 minutes of the song. I have this in my number nine position. This is one of the songs that I was a little bit surprised maybe that it qualified as well. I don't think I was quite expecting it, but I enjoy listening to it. But yeah, my number nine for Venom is my position on my leaderboard for this song.
in your head, all your words you repeat.
I should also say that I really do think she's got a strong vocal, so I would be very interested to see her coming back with something else in the future.
Then I'm off on my place. Just let me breathe.
Okay, so what you can clearly see is I've got my top four positions left for the four final songs here. And Breathe by Lisa Gauci is my number two. Now, this is a very interesting one. It's not a song that I actually feel that I can easily bring back in my memory when I'm not listening to it, which for Eurovision is perhaps maybe a little bit on the negative side or disadvantage, maybe. But whenever I am listening to it, I actually think I really do enjoy listening to this. It sounds really good to me. She's got great vocals. The song does have a bit of a 90s vibe, which some people will make call it outdated, and which is why maybe it being selected for Eurovision wouldn't be the best thing. But for me, it's something that feels very familiar to me, and I enjoy listening to. So yeah, for that, I'd have it in my number two position. I just really do enjoy listening to it. It will be one that I will come back to for repeat listens in the future. I appreciate it's probably not the one that should be chosen for Eurovision though, because I think it would struggle, particularly with a televote. I think it would perhaps struggle to stand out amongst the field. But I really enjoy it.
I just wanna stay the same. Won't be ashamed. No, I'm done with this game. Just let me breathe. Tiki, tiki, taki, taki.
Okay, so Matt Black, probably the one that everyone was waiting for to see what he brings. I think a lot of people feel that this might be, or before the songs were released, that this might be his year to finally go to Eurovision. I know that this one is dividing a lot of people. There's a lot of people that see it cheap and tacky and, just very cheesy. And it probably is all of those things. It's probably not as gritty and dark as his previous two entries, if you can call them gritty or dark. But I think they were perhaps more cooler than this one, which is definitely going for the cheesy vibe. However, having said all that, for me, this is one of the few songs that really does stand out, is memorable, sticks in your head. I'm sure the live performance with staging and everything would be really memorable as well. So for that reason, I have this as my number one. This is the one that I am hoping that Malta select. I think they really do need to go for something, out of the box to make it through to the final. This could go two ways. It could either do really well with the televote and they could connect with it, or it could just get completely blanked and do badly. Similar out to 2022 Subwoofer did well and made the final, and City Senny Eat Your Salad went out in the semi-finals. I feel it would go one or two ways. I couldn't really tell you which way I think it would go, but I feel Malta probably need to take a risk and go with this one. And it is my number one favourite of the 12 in the final. Okay, so Gratitude. I really do like this song as well. Similar to Matt Black, I feel it's bringing performance and vibe and style that's making it stand out. Of course, Gratitude did take part in 2023 as well, and I really liked the song for that. So pleased to see her come back and pleased to see her make the final. Again, this is one of the few songs that does stand out, and for that reason, I place it highly, and I think it would actually be a decent entry for Malta to send. I feel like right, so I said with Matt Black, I feel it could go either way. With this one, I feel like I'm more leaning towards the idea that it might not qualify more than it would qualify, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't be glad to see it in Eurovision. I really do enjoy listening to it a lot, and I do like the fun aspect of it, and I'm very keen to see what final staging may look like. I have this at my number four. And yeah, I think it would just be a different fun entry to see at Eurovision, but I do worry that people might not take it very seriously, even less serious than maybe they would take Banana, and therefore it might struggle with the votes, but I enjoy it, and that's all that matters.
Keep talking. I am the topic. Blah 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 blah. You got me on my knees now. Got me begging, please now.
Okay, so ending with Ryan Healy and Karma, again another person that was in the contest for 2023. I was never a big, massive fan of his entry for 2023. I feel like I like this one quite a lot more. It's got very strong vocals. The song is strong, but I think it could do with a bit of a revamp. When I was listening to the first time, it did give me a bit of Ochman with the vibes. And on repeated listens, however, it is also giving me a bit of a Uku Sufiste from Estonia vibes too. And I do worry a little bit if it was selected, it might end up falling a little bit too much to that side of the line and end up not qualifying rather than actually making it through to the final. So therefore, if this was selected, which I think there is a strong chance it could be selected, I would like to see a revamp to particularly make the choruses a bit stronger, make them pop a little bit more, and maybe give the final chorus a little bit more of a lift, because at the moment I feel like it's a little bit all on one level. It's my number three of the 12 in the final. And I think if Malta are going to go for a serious choice, I think this would be the one to go for, because I feel like it is the best quality of all of those. And yeah, I'm very keen to see what staging ideas for this would be. And like I said, I think it really does need a revamp just to make it a little bit stronger. But it's my number three at the moment as it is, and I think it would be a solid choice for Malta to send for Eurovision.
And I'm forever lost. You got me on my knees now. Got me begging, please now. I got my feet.
Okay, so there you go. Those are my top 12 of the 12 finalists. Before I finish the video, I just want to do a little bit of a recap of the songs that missed out. So, for me, whilst I did get some favourites through, I wasn't particularly over thrilled with the results because my overall favourite was Buser by Dominic Genie, which missed out, and I was very surprised that it missed out. From reading online, it seems to get a very strong, positive public response. I, I did hear that perhaps the results in the semi-finals were a 50-50 with public and jury. If that's so, I can only assume that the juries were the responsibility for it not making it, because it seemed to see that quite a lot of the public, well, international public did anyway. Really sad to lose it because it had great energy, great ethnic vibes. It had Maltese, so yeah, really, really sad to lose that one. Another one that I was really sad to lose was Puppet by Franklin Kalia in semi-final two, which was my favourite of semi-final two and up amongst my top five of the all four semi-finals. He actually did reach out to me on Instagram as well, to say thank you. So that was very appreciated and very nice for him to have done that. So yeah, it was really sad to see that one miss out as well. That and Buter were my two big favourites outside a couple of the others that did make the final. So to lose them was really sad. And then in semi-final three, there were two songs that missed out, which I did quite enjoy. The first one of those was by Michaela Galea with "Let's Talk About Love." Now, I heard absolutely no one talk about this one at all, and I can see why. It is a very pretty standard song. There's nothing about it that majorly stood out, but I did like it for its kind of 90s female soul R&B ballad vibes, almost like if you're British, you'll know the group Eternal. It gave me kind of similar vibes of stuff they might have done, and they just seemed really familiar to me. I really did enjoy it and like it. I knew it wasn't a song that would have big chances to make it through, but it is definitely a song that I will come back to listen to again in the future because I really did like it. And also, there was Feather Flight by Moira, who was, of course, part or one half of the duo that took part from Malta in 1994, which by the time Eurovision 2024 comes along will, of course, be 30 years ago. So it would have been nice to see that one make the final just because next year's contest is the 30th anniversary of a previous attempt. The song itself was fun and enjoyable. It wasn't one that I was crazy about, but yeah, it's always good to see a familiar face take part in these national finals, or people from yesteryear come back to try and represent again. So I did like it from that point of view. But otherwise, semi-final three for me was a bit of a disappointing semi-final. There wasn't really anything there that stood out, so I wasn't too surprised that nothing qualified from those nine. And in semi-final four, all my favourites got through, and the three that missed out weren't ones that were particularly highly rated by myself. So on the whole, I'm happy with the 12 songs that made the final. But there are songs that I would have liked to see make it, particularly Buser and Puppet that didn't. So a mixed bag for me, but those are just my opinions on the 12 songs that have made the final for Malta Eurovision Song Contest. Please do let me know down below your thoughts on them. Who are your favourites? Did your favourites make it, or like me, did one of your favourites or two of your favourites not make it through? Yeah, who are you wanting to see represent Malta at Eurovision? What do you think their chances are at Eurovision? I know a lot of people are predicting that Malta are already going to struggle to qualify, but I'm always hopeful because Malta are definitely one of the countries that I would love to see win Eurovision one day. But yeah, please let me know your comments down below. I love reading them. Please subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoyed this video, and thank you to everyone that has previously subscribed. Please like the video and please hit the notification bell to be informed when all future videos are coming. There'll be plenty more Eurovision 2024 videos coming very, very soon, with Czech Republic selecting their song next week and the Albanian Festivali Kenges coming up very soon too, and looking forward to all of that. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and until the next video, goodbye.